What up, Sha?
Oh, okay. What is up? That makes it sound like I have an agenda. I don't. I just thought I would have had an answer to this question. You'd think I'd have an answer to this question, but every week you ask it, and every week I make a weird noise, and
You know,
that's
I've thought of making a compilation of the intros. It really encapsulates us pretty well.
the guttural noises of Shalewa Sharpe.
Oh man, yeah. Yo, low key, yo, you know that would be a really cool like MIDI instrument on like a synthesizer, just like all your different sounds across the keyboard. That'd be probably pretty dope.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Real talk, Timberland would have made some drums out of that shit. Like, yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, I could trust he'd be able to work with that.
telling you, made baby noises sound dope.
That's
Do
true.
it all.
That's true. Once you put the baby noise in, I kind of trust you to be able to manipulate many sounds.
Yeah, he's got a
Yeah.
gift. You know, I will talk I'll concede that there's
Ah!
a surprisingly large amount of people real adamant about this orange slice situation.
Yeah, them oranges on your head, huh,
Real
son?
talk. So yo, people was in my DMs heavy. Like, what you talking about? You don't do orange slices? I was
I'm
like, I
t-
don't.
I mean, yeah.
So a few things. One,
Okay.
uh everyone, I definitely got the other side. Everyone was on my end on the orange juice debate. I only
Mhm.
saw like two people go the other way on that. Everyone was very pro orange juice should be orange juice only.
Right.
You
Yes.
know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'm not wow. Now, the orange slices, I did get some people rocking with me,
Mhm.
but definitely orange slices wins. But I do feel like the phrase orange slice means different than what I interpreted it. And I think that's why I was so adamant that way. Because
Okay.
like to me, when you describe, I again never had orange slices, so
Mhm.
like I don't have a thing in my head, and I might still be saying it wrong. But when I'm picturing orange slices, I'm picturing eating it like I said, like a clementine, where like I could put the whole piece in my mouth. Whereas a lot of people, it sounded like when they have an orange slice, the the skin, the butt of the orange is still on the orange. So they had them thin, they had them cut into little pieces. They put the
Oh,
orange
yes,
flesh
yes,
in.
yes, like that kind. Okay,
Right.
sure.
So like there was a disproportionate amount of people saying that that's how they eat the oranges. And I'm
Mhm.
like, but that's kind of like you threading both sides now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like when I'm hearing orange slice, I'm thinking it's like a clementine, like the whole thing going, and I don't think that's how you eat oranges. I can understand why you do that, but I'm just saying that's wild work.
Okay. Well, what I will say is, I think the way that you are thinking of when you hear orange slice and you think of a segment of a
Right,
clementine that you put the whole thing in, that you also eat oranges that way.
right,
Um, and that it still, even when you're not doing like the whole thing with the rind still on, that you could
right.
still peel an orange and then eat a segment of it.
I think most people that voted orange slice would still keep the rind on.
Yeah, that's another option. Those are
See,
both to me both of those ways to me are orange slices because it's just a slice of the orange with rind, without rind. It's still a slice of the orange that you are eating. So to me, that is still an orange slice. The way you were describing eating an orange, which is
the
cutting it
the
in
right
half,
way. Yup.
is what I think of. You cut an orange that way to juice the orange.
Right. I that's the other benefit. I get you.
Right. The other benefit. That's the only the only way to me. I mean, you could eat it like a grapefruit if you wanted to. I get that for sure. But when I think of eating oranges, I think of it in an orange slice way, either way, either versions of what you're thinking of with orange slice. That is how I think of eating an orange. When you slice an orange in half like that to have like 2 bowls,
Yeah.
is for juicing it. And
Right, but
on the
when
thing.
but again, just when you do it that way,
Uh-huh.
the juicing aspect shows you the benefit. The fact that you can eat the orange
Why would I
and keep
juice an orange on my face, my man?
because you
Flies,
not you
gnats.
still chewing. I'm just saying
Nah.
that like you have a handle now. You have a place to put your hand that
Do you
isn't
not?
getting
Okay,
orange.
I think actually what all of this comes down to is that you were unable to eat anything unless your whole hand is holding it.
Yeah,
You do not count like the idea of having a bite-size thing as food.
right. It shouldn't be.
So that is something that you should work out with your future therapist. Because you are talking like we are all insane when
Yeah,
actually you're unable to do bite size.
I stand by what I stand by.
Yeah,
Okay.
nah, you're nuts, but I applaud your ability to stand by it, even though I think you're going to have to address that.
Listen,
Because in both cases, with the berries and with the orange, it's all about what your hand. Also, Gastor, your hand is bigger than the average bear. So, like, for you, the only way to eat chicken is to hold an entire chicken because
yeah.
holding a leg is bite sized. Do you understand that?
I don't eat the wings. That's not for me. That's for the kids.
Okay.
I get thighs
Okay.
up.
All right. Calling the wings for the kids is very funny.
Real
But
talk. Wings is for
but
the
it
kids.
is, but I think that's what's happening is that for you, you have to hold it as if you have broken its neck yourself.
Yeah.
And only then does it count as food. And that's kind of wild for me.
I don't know. I feel real. I feel right about that. Like
Okay, well, all right. With your old,
Gabby went as far. Gabby like said, she does quarters.
yeah, when you slice with the rind on.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does like she's like I kind of do slices, but they're quarter oranges because they're not like as thin as I think people.
Yes, as a
Yeah,
segment. Yeah, it's hard without peeling it, you can't tell where the segments are. So
yeah,
basically, the traditional orange slice is just you kind of cutting it in quarters or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Nah.
but yeah, no, that's just what eating. That's how a lot of people, most people, I'd say, eat oranges. I think you stumbled upon a bunch of oranges that were cut for juicing and then just started eating it because
No, I'm telling you, when you
no, because you said something very crucial. You said
yeah,
that's how you get them from the lady. And I
yeah,
did not press you on what lady.
all the ladies.
So,
There's the ladies on the corner
uh-huh,
that they sell like fruits.
uh-huh.
You see them on at Broadway Junction sometimes
Yeah,
with like the
no.
stuff. They
I
got the little bag with
mhm,
4 oranges for $2.
right.
And those oranges are always peeled, cut in half. So you can
They're
have a half.
peeled and cut in
Yeah.
half.
So like they have like the white part, but not like the flesh. So you still
Mm,
wouldn't eat the white, but the
right.
orange is gone. And then it's
Eh,
cut in half. That's how I've always eaten my oranges. So I take the
okay.
orange part off, but I'm not all the way down to flesh. It's like that white
Yes,
is
right.
there.
Yeah.
It's like nature's napkin for the orange. So I can hold
Okay,
that.
that is insane.
You know what I mean?
We literally could change this podcast into the problem with Gastor and oranges.
I'm telling you, I thought that's what it was there for. It was like you could hold it and you could
Oh
chew
boy.
into it, but you
Uh-huh.
don't taste the tart of the outside orange. You just get the inside. But by the
Uh-huh.
same token, you're not touching your food because you got the white thing around it. You know what I mean? Like you don't like
No,
because
okay.
then your hand gets sticky.
Your hand is not okay. I get
It's
it.
not
I
because you're holding
understand.
the out thing. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
I don't think you are really the person to talk to about sticky hands. I think you may not have a I don't know if you really know what a clean hand feels like if everything you eat needs to fit in that hand.
I'm
But
telling you.
it's also explaining a lot. Man, we got to get you out of New York where you see people slice things and eat little things. who makes the commitment to a whole, like, it's a
You
lot.
got so like people don't eat whole oranges. They eat in like
People do, but they eat them a lot of people eat them in sections.
halves.
Oh my god. Yes, that's a section, but
I'm
not
telling
like
you.
not the whole half. People told you that they don't eat it like that.
I know. I'm disagreeing with all of them.
I think you're insane. No, we already hey, troops correspondence. I just located what the issue is. It's that Gastor needs to fill his hand with food in order for it to count as food.
Yeah,
So don't worry, he's never going to understand the orange slice thing.
this is
He's
great.
barely coming around on the berries right now, and I think he's still treating
That's
them
a
as
health. Yeah, like real talk. I'm doing that because of health reasons. I still think it's wrong.
see.
Like,
So I think we'd have to crack him. He'd need to figure out how to accept a a smaller way to live, and I don't know if he's really able to accept that right now.
like I'm even trying to think of things I love that are like small. I wouldn't eat them. Like for example, pepperoni pizza. I
Okay.
wouldn't eat the pepperonis alone. Like I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't like just order pepperonis. You know what I mean? Even though they taste delicious. I've had a pepperoni fall off the pizza and like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I can see that tastes good. But I
Right.
wouldn't like order just pepperonis. That's weird. You know what I mean? I want pepperoni on the pizza that I can
Yeah.
hold.
I mean, I think people would just go to like a butcher or a meat counter or the meat section of the grocery store if they want pepperonis, because you can just buy a pack of loose
Right. But
pepperonis and then you could snack on it that way.
people snacking on that's wow. How you snacking on pepperonis?
The same way you eat any kind of processed meat. You just eat it.
No, you put
You
them on
roll it.
sandwiches. It becomes a
Oh,
part
see,
of the thing.
some people um like to snack.
I'm sure. But like you got
I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. Some people don't eat sandwiches as like everything.
but like it has to you have to be able to
No, it
hold
doesn't. No, you don't. It doesn't have to do a thing.
y'all are out here doing this shit to eat, like just
Yeah. Here's a funny
picking out.
thing.
It's
Here's a
crazy.
funny thing. You were talking to someone who tears everything off. I barely bite into stuff. I tear things all the time. My family's always giving me shit about like eating like a bird. But I do tear things and put it in my mouth. So even if I have a sandwich, I would tear a section of that sandwich off and put it in.
Whoa.
So yeah, we and I also could bite into something if I wanted to, but I have an irrational fear that I will bite into something, all my teeth will shatter and fall out. So let's
See,
just
that's a therapy trip.
oh yeah, no, I know that, but I'm not saying it's insane that people would want to bite into things. I understand the appeal of biting into a burger. If I'm mix, I will bite into a burger. I will bite into a sandwich. But like if I am eating, like if there's bread for the table,
Right.
right? I get my piece of bread and I dip it in olive oil or I put a little butter on it. Depending on if it's not already a small enough put in my mouth piece, if it's kind of, I will tear off a piece and then put it in rather than sit there and try to chew it and like I'm some sort of mutt. I will, I will tear it off and put it in my mouth and chew that way. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people go in and take a thing. If there's a platter of crackers and cheese, I will take a cracker. I will eat a cracker. I will not grab the sleeve of crackers that's behind or underneath the table as backstock and then just empty that into my mouth because that's what fits in my hand.
But but they're like they're like even that like you're gonna tear off a size that's like more proportional to your hand than not.
No, it's not my hand, it's my mouth.
But those are like they're not like
No, no, no,
like
no, no. What my hand can hold is not the same as what my mouth can hold.
I feel
I
like
can
that.
have something big in my hand, but I can't put all of that in my mouth, right? And I'm
No,
not going to, I can, rather than biting, I'll just tear it off and put it in.
but if something fits in your palm,
Uh-huh.
that's about what you need. I think
Sure,
that's why
I
your
don't,
palm is that size. It's
yes, I
like
don't doubt that. The problem isn't that what you put in your hand, whether or not it matches what can fit in your mouth or whether it's enough or anything like that. The problem is you don't think it counts as food
Right.
if it's only held by your two fingers and a thumb. You think anything that's held by that much of your body
Is an
doesn't
ingredient.
count. Is an ingredient, and that's insane. If I
No,
can use the Crazy Eddie intonation.
but I feel like you've continued to prove my point though. Like the bread as a whole, that's the thing you're gonna eat. You might
Right.
need to tear it, but the thing you're gonna eat the whole bread.
Right,
The
yes.
cracker, right?
Mhm.
The cracker too small, but you're gonna have multiple crackers.
See, the thing too small. Why is it too small?
Because
Why do you think it's too small?
you,
Why do you think it's too
because you need pieces to make it a thing.
But why does it have to be a thing? It's already a cracker.
Right, like salt is a thing, but I'm not out here like eating salt. There's stuff that's not food yet.
But a cracker is not salt. You can't compare the ingredients and seasoning like it's all things that go into a meal. Because they serve different. Yes, crackers can be used as an ingredient. Put it in the ground beef, like make it.
Yeah,
beef up the meatloaf, whatever. Sure, yes, but it's also its own thing.
I'm sure. Yeah, but like even on the box, they show you like the little sandwiches that like, yo, this is what you make with it.
You could if you want to, or you could just eat them as crackers.
But then you need multiple of them to create the illusion of this being food. That's why people just
No, you
grab
don't.
sleeves.
You. That's not okay. That's not creating an illusion of food. It is food. By the manner of it being something that's available for you to eat, it is food.
So if it is food, then how come
Mhm.
when I say, yo, I ate a cracker, that sounds wild. But like if you say,
Because that's you. Because it's your problem. That doesn't sound wild. It sounds like you ate a cracker.
That's
That's
bananas.
your problem.
Who eats a crack? That's bananas. Yo,
Okay, I can't even look.
yo,
No, no.
I need a snack. I'm gonna have a Dorito. That's insane. No one does that. You need multiple of them to create the feeling of eating.
Okay,
That's why when you have them, you need a lot of them, or they become a part of a meal. Like the Dorito on its own ain't a thing. A
but
bag
no
of
one's
Doritos,
considering.
it is.
Here's the thing: no one's considering it a meal.
But no one even. But I'm saying like to eat it, you either need a lot of them or you need it to be a part of something. Like the Dorito is either the bag or like it's part of like a tray of nachos with cheese and beef. But if you have a Dorito, I think that's weird. Like they made a whole campaign around it with the Lay's. Like you can't eat just one. You shouldn't because you're
I
insane.
understand that, but you think that people are eating a Dorito and you're conflating that with you're conflating food with meal.
Yeah, I feel like
there's food. Food is used to make up a meal, but food is also used to make up a snack.
a snack is a meal that
here's where it's going to come off the rails for you because you don't understand snacks.
It's just a snack is
what I'm saying is that's the disconnect. Is that for you it is either a meal or it is shit that goes into making a meal. There's no snack for you, and I get what you're saying, but I also don't understand because like how do you? Who is sitting here eating meals all day? No,
like
that's insane.
No, a snack is an invention by the man. They're trying to get you to eat and rush and get back to work. So they tricked us into thinking that we don't got the time. So they created this alternative take on food where you got to eat it faster and in segments.
Okay,
you
need to roll with me because my whole existence is snack based. I'll eat a meal, but I also eat snacks.
I feel if you put 3 of your snacks together, it would be a meal.
No,
and
it
you
would not.
Enjoy it more.
Look, I make for me a lot of times for me meals are what would be considered little like tiny pizzas. Trader Joe's has these little itty bitty bite-sized pizzas.
Okay.
They're like 12 in a box, right? It's not even enough to make up a slice. I'll eat like I'll cook half of those and then have maybe some chips on the side. You know what I mean? Like this is how I used to eat. I used to eat only in like just in snack form, just a bunch of little snacks together. Lots of people eat that way. I don't know if I am saying it is disordered eating. I'm
Right.
not saying I eat great, but but also the idea of being able to sit down and enjoy a meal 3 times a day, like the man wants you to do. Don't
Hmm.
think the man is just behind the snacks. The man's behind the whole working thing, so that you gotta eat your big meal before you go into work. They'll give
Yeah.
you 30 minutes to eat another big meal, and then you eat another one before you go die for a few hours before coming back to work. Don't The man's behind all of that shit. But the idea of just doing that and not needing something else is kind of wild to me. And also, I don't like just sit and eat a whole bunch of food like that.
But even the individual foods, like everything you've described as a snack,
Uh huh.
if you have one, I feel like I would judge you. Like if you got like, I'm trying to even think of I got like a 4-piece chicken nugget. If you
Right.
ate a nugget, I think that's weird. Like, oh yeah,
Okay.
I wanted a snack. I had a chicken nugget. I feel like if you said that out loud, people would be like, you had one nugget? That's wild. So then it needed the other parts. It needed either multiple nuggets or
Okay.
to be a part of other things to become, whether it's a meal or a snack, it needed other things to become a unit,
Right.
a thing
Yes.
to consume.
That's
So it's an
fine.
ingredient.
No, no. See, that's the leap. That's the leap where it's like, just because this one nugget needs 3 of its friends and maybe a few fries and maybe a small Sprite to become a snack, a meal, whatever you want to call it, doesn't make just the one of those an ingredient the same way that salting your food when you cook it is.
And even the cracker thing, it comes with the chili, but they don't sell it on its own. Like Wendy's would get laughed at. You know what I mean?
What?
Like, yo, can I buy the crackers? Nah. Like, but you buy chili, they give you the crackers, you can crumble them in. It's an
People would
ingredient.
no, people would order you could order extra crackers to go with like a salad or to
Extra,
go with part of it. Yeah.
but not
Like
on
you
its
would
own.
if they don't have them, like, yeah, can I get extra crackers? Can I just get some crackers? Can I Yeah, you really have to meet more people who eat differently.
I feel like there's more people out there like me, and I'm
No, I'm not
speaking.
saying that there aren't people out there like you, but I am saying that you're all insane. Like this whole meat and 3 way of living is not you know what I mean? That's not how everyone's moving. If you've ever had to work 2 jobs, you don't
Yeah.
have time to be sitting and eating a whole fucking meal.
So you make a smoothie.
Get the fuck out of here. You
You
make a
put
smoothie. Are
Yeah,
you going to tell me a smoothie is a meal? Boy,
yeah, you put
shut
all
up.
the stuff in it. You put the
Nope. See,
blueberries.
that's the problem is for you, everything just makes a bigger thing.
Yeah.
But you're not seeing where it also could make a smaller thing, and you're not. Ugh, I can't even say it again. I've said it already. You're. I respect where you're coming from, but you're also insane, and that is where that is where I'm going. But you cannot. I knew as soon as you were like, orange slices aren't real. I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let the universe take care of this. It's literally a trope. It is a trope of children. Also, are you giving children meals or are you giving them little snacks? Like that's where I was just like,
Straight
nah,
up, yo.
I'm gonna
I,
let the people deal with that. I'm not gonna
yo,
deal with that.
my niece and nephew come over, they get full meals. I don't do this snack.
Yeah, kid,
None of this.
no. At some point, your metabolism slows down, and you can't be just knocking all that shit back.
You got a smaller meal, but you're still getting a meal. It's gonna be at least the
Nah,
size of your hand.
Well, then you would just be mad if I came over and I left all that food on the plate.
Real talk. I don't
Yeah,
do this like, nah, man. It's weird.
It's not weird. You're weird, but but all I want you to do here's the thing. You just have to see it in action. All I want you to get to is a point where you can acknowledge that maybe meal or nothing at all is not the best way to view it. That's all I want you to get to.
Okay.
It's not that I don't want you to change the way that you interact, like eat or interact with food or anything like that. But I do want you to get to a point where you can acknowledge, like, all right, maybe there is this binary that you have with regard to food being ingredients. That maybe you can just shift your acceptance of it. But I feel like you need to see more of it in person. Because yeah.
Next like comedian black barbecue event, that's all I'm gonna be staring at. Like I'm telling you up front, you know it. We have like one of our homies have a birthday or something, and we all chilling. Know that that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not going. I'm gonna just have water and observe. Like I'm gonna be strangely quiet in the corner. Everybody, yo, what's wrong with G? Yo, he's doing something. It's a science thing, right?
Yes, I mean, like you just need to, the next time, honestly, just the next time your family gets together, not immediate family, extended family, the next time there's a function, just look at how everybody makes their plate. Look at how everyone eats, huh? I mean, you can put a snack on a plate, bruh. Like that doesn't make it not a snack. But look at the different ways and the different amounts and where the threshold for you is from that's a snack plate to, oh, that's a dinner. Like that, or that's a meal. Like just look at how everyone else moves with regard to food. It's a very, honestly, like this kind of stuff that we're talking about is a very charged issue. And I hope I did not trigger anyone who has dealt with any sort of disordered eating or anything like that. But I'm just saying, like, there are many ways to look at it. I don't know if it's all healthy, eating only snacks probably, or, isn't healthy. It should be reasonable, but I don't think only seeing things as a meal, and what you think a meal, like a big thing is helpful either, especially if you're someone who has struggled with your weight and you're surrounded by people who are like, this is how you eat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think that may also hinge on some of this as well. It's a super personal thing, like how you look at food. So like it's fascinating to hear you say this, because I'm like, oh wow, I never would have considered what fits in my hand is the only thing that counts as food and everything else is an ingredient. Like
to make food,
that's wild, because there are measurements for ingredients. And it's not hand shaped. You know what I mean?
Like the cup. I feel like one cup is about a palm.
You cannot measure a cup of something in your hand. You are not.
Like they tell you, like a burger is about like your palm. A serving of meat is about like ground beef is about like your palm.
No. They say that, but they also have numbers. There are ounces.
Sure.
There are ounces. It's not just palm, because you can load your palm up. Like, there are other ways. Oh my gosh.
I stand by.
That's all we got time for tonight, folks.
Let's get to the news. Oh man. Admittedly, I'd keep talking, but like I don't want to cancel the podcast. This is the angriest I've ever been.
Yes, we're both furious. But that's all. Just watch how other people are doing it. But I am not sorry that everybody was on your head about those orange slices. I will tell you that right now.
Everyone, at least y'all gave me the juice. I'll take it. You know what I mean?
What was the argument with the juice?
A lot of people were very much like, we were disagreeing on like because of the prices of oranges going up.
About me counting all of those other things as oranges?
Yeah. So you
had I think they're in the orange family.
Right. You had a few people on your side, but it was very like heavily like, nah, it should be pure.
Orange juice hadn't been pure since I don't know when.
Real talk. People,
look in there. Look at those ingredients.
And like, I forgot who it was. I wish I could give you credit. I'll look it up. Like real talk. Someone was like, I'm okay with them like putting other stuff, but it should say the percentage. Like I
Sure.
was like,
Yeah.
that's
No, I
fire.
agree. That was my thing was I was just like, I feel like and even when saying it at the time, I was like, I'm sure I'm wrong on this, but I count all those other things as versions of oranges. So
Right,
I feel like you could use a little bit of those other things to kind of flesh it out and it wouldn't fuck up the taste of orange juice too much because those things taste like oranges to me.
right. Yeah, like you
Um
use like a clementine and like a lemon to like balance each other or something.
Oh, yeah, like, you could throw a clementine in there. I mean, I bet there's already a little lemon
Right.
anyway, you know? There's always a little bit more, but yeah, for sure, put percentages of how much, of what kind is in there. Yeah, but, but yeah, I was like, "Wait, what did I say about orange juice?" But I don't,
Yeah, nah. But people
what do
was
I know?
adamant, like, nah, like we would gas on this orange purist. It should be orange only. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah, that should have been orange. Yeah, anytime if they got the technology to take all the pulp out, that shit ain't pure anymore. It's not pure. It's not.
I want that raw.
Or the kind with calcium. You still need your pure orange juice with calcium. Is that what you? Yeah. Okay.
Fortified. Okay.
Yeah, you need your pure fortified orange juice. Is that what you need? Oh, come on, get a grip, everybody. Quit being sheep. Read your labels. Do your Googles. If you don't have a tree, nothing is pure anymore.
Oh man. Let's get into the news. Kicking
Whatever.
us off today. North Korea says it is halting sending trash balloons to South Korea
What?
after hundreds more float over the border. Okay. Didn't know this was a thing. North Korea said it's stopping sending trash-filled balloons to South Korea after Seoul reported. Is that how you say that city? I was like
Yeah, Seoul. Uh-huh.
Seoul reported hundreds more airborne waste deliveries floating across the border. North Korea's Vice Defense Minister Kim Kang II said the country will temporarily halt dropping trash over the border after claiming to have sent a total of 15 tons of trash to its neighbor. Kim said the balloons were strictly a responsive act to South Korea's years-long practice of sending balloons with anti-North Korea leaflets the other way.
Okay, so they wildin'. Okay.
Yo, we've
Oh,
we,
man. All
we've
right,
let the South
this feels
Koreans.
like I mean, I know this is national security and everything, but this also feels like a personal argument I shouldn't know anything about.
Real talk. This is a domestic dispute. You
Yeah,
know what I
this
mean?
right.
I feel like I just showed up and I'm like, "Do you want me to make the report? Like, I'll do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
but,
I feel like y'all could just talk this out.
yeah, I'll just be back here in another week, so let's just
Oh man, that's wild though. Real talk. Yo, I ain't know countries was this passive aggressive. This kind of fire actually.
Yes, well, yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely, they are. I'm just trying to think if we've done anything, uh, like, I'm sure America's done
Yeah, like
some
we don't got petty shit with Canada or Mexico like this. I
come
kind
on,
of
we are
rocking.
nothing but I mean, no,
With
because 'cause we're
Mexico,
not even that subtle. We just say, "Fuck them." Like,
yeah,
we don't do things like, "Here's a way out," because America, to have it tell it, doesn't necessarily want everyone coming here.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, they might send like, I could see if they were, like, sending anti-Canadian stuff, like balloons with leaflets, there because they'd want Canadians to come here, but they wouldn't send, anti-Mexican stuff, like, over
Right,
because
right.
they'd want Mexican you see what I mean? Our
Yeah,
racism keeps us from being, uh, petty in a fun way.
yeah, yo. Come
Yeah,
on,
we
man.
we can never do fun petty shit. As if you call having trash sent over via balloon fun, we can never do that kind of petty shit because the racism keeps popping up.
Real talk. I didn't think I'd ever say this, but like I'm kind of impressed with North Korea. Like it's kind of fire.
Yeah,
Like
I mean it's a nice I mean
it's like it's not the right thing to do. But if you're gonna do something like this
it's,
sends it's the right way to do it.
it's
Like
the right way to do it.
you
Yeah.
sent the message, it's clear, and you didn't really do damage. Like, yo, come on, man. I told you not to send this over here no more.
Right.
It
Right.
feels like, ribbing. I
Well,
wish
yeah,
countries communicated like
I
this.
don't know what I'd call it ribbing. I feel like they are at each other's throats at all times. But again, a domestic dispute. But yes, it is funny to read about the tit for tat on that one.
Oh, this is adorable. I don't know, I hope they make it. Real talk, yo. It's adorable, man. I hope y'all make it as a couple. This is beautiful.
I don't think they
y'all look back on this chapter one day and be like, yeah, you remember when we were sending trash to each other? That was crazy.
No, I think they'll have a lot more to talk about than the days that they were sending trash and leaflets to each other. I feel like they probably might have more to discuss.
In other news, fact check. Are giant parachuting spiders flying to New York this summer?
Oh, no.
That's right. Giant parachuting spiders are flying across. Headlines is they are rumored to make an appearance in New York and New Jersey soon this summer. The Trichinophila clavata.
Don't even.
Oh. Oh, also known as the Joro spider. That's a little better.
Yeah.
Is a species native to Asia that has invaded the United States. It's been spotted in South Carolina and Georgia.
Oh, man. I mean, you're not a spider if you don't stop in Georgia at some point and bite somebody.
Real talk. Got to get culture down there, yo.
No, I don't. Just blood. You just got to get blood. Look.
Several reports that the spider could be arriving in the tri-state area appear to stem from a study published in October of 2023 by Dr. David Coyle at Clemson University. In the study, Dr. Coyle states, we expect the range of these things to continue expanding, likely to the north, and we've already seen that with some populations in Maryland. The news reached out to Dr. Coyle to clarify if his study meant the Joro spider could soon arrive in the tri-state area. Dr. Coyle responded by saying, I think the Joro has the ability to spread beyond the southeast based on environmental conditions in its native range. In terms of a time frame, there isn't one. It might be this year. It might be in a decade. Come on, B. Heck, it might not happen. Yo, you just undid all your work. Spread rate depends on many factors, some environmental, some human, and some that are just spider biology.
Okay, but they make it sound like tour dates were announced.
Real talk. I was stressed out for a little bit, yo.
I mean, as long as they don't hunt human, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Look, here's my rule on spiders. Living with spiders, because I've lived in a lot of old buildings with little holes that very big spiders crawl out of. Huge, terrifying spiders. As long as y'all stay up there, we good.
Real talk.
You know, if you stay in the corners, if you don't come near me, we're fine. If you're not in my basic range of the room, we're great. Once you come down there, I'm gonna have to kill you. And I don't want to kill you because I want you to eat up the other bugs that are coming.
Yeah.
I absolutely but I've lived in I lived in one apartment in particular where the spiders were definitely biting me in my sleep and leaving huge. I don't think they were brown recluses because I still have both of my arms where I've been bitten. But I mean, like the brown recluse spider, I don't know if this is an old wives' tale or not, but they will lay their eggs under your skin. Like some of them are not fucking around, but these were very big spiders that were crawling, and the building I was in was like built in 1920 or something. So they had holes above each window where curtain rods used to go when they were built in, but now they're just abandoned holes. And you'd see a little bit of like a cobweb, and you're like, oh, I guess a spider was up there once. And then you're asleep in the middle of the night and you turn on a light, and the biggest spider you've ever seen is completely out of the hole, just chilling, getting a little air on its patio. And you're like, oh shit. As long as you stay up there, buddy.
We good.
We good.
Straight up. I'm with you.
That's how I feel about this one, but I don't know why they put out a tour, like a press release.
Real talk, yo. We need a publicist, yo. That's crazy.
If you're getting the word out like a decade in advance,
Shouts to Joro, real talk, B. You on tour? I got to collab with Joro, man.
Yeah, who's your management? Who is your management?
I killed my first spider in his house last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like my daughter spotted it coming down right behind Gabby. Gabby freaked out. I
Mm.
squished him
Mhm.
and I cleaned my hands. I sat down and Aiden was like, "Yo, like, are there more spiders here?" I'm like, "It's 100-year-old building in Brooklyn. There's thousands of them, I'm sure."
Plenty,
But yeah,
plenty of them.
real talk. He's like, "So we got to kill them all, right?" I'm like, "No, like
Mm-mm.
that's the only one that came to us. The other ones are just chilling in between the walls. Could care less. Real talk. They've been here longer than us. That's all I
For
care about
sure.
them. Real talk." And like then I took them outside. There's a spider web that's been growing in like this weird corner we have
Mhm.
above the doorway, and like the web is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like, "Yo, like there's a spider there," and I had to show him against the wall because I see him more because the hours when I come in from comedy, he's more like in the middle.
Right, yeah, working on his web. Because
Yeah,
sometimes they break it down and rebuild it, like, every night.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I showed him. I was like, "Nah, he's here. He's here all the time." And like we found him, and he's like, "We can take him out." I was like, "Nah, that dude working. He chilling. He in the union. You know,
Yep.
he's putting in his hours. He's doing his work. He never bothered me. He's low key. He's adding infrastructure to my building. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes. Sure, yes.
like he's
Like,
keeping it up in a weird way. So
his
like he's
shoes, for
invested
sure.
in this building just as much as I am. You know, so why am I bothering him? You know, what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let that
That's
dude rock.
definitely uh I've had some spiders that every night would build a new web like on the outside of my window, you
Yeah.
know? Or like sometimes in the walkway. Cuz lots of trees in Atlanta, so you're trying to walk out of house, you've got a low tree overhang and you're going to walk into
A web.
webs that I'm like,
Yeah.
I think they're literally trying to catch me now. But
That's what I told him. I was like, "Yo, if he starts blocking the door, you call me. But
yes.
if he stays up there, like, yo, I'm the tallest guy in here. I don't reach that. Let that dude
Yeah.
rock. You want
But
me to get a stick and mess up his house? Come
and
on,
then
B."
sometimes when you see them just sitting in the middle of the web, like it's the middle of the night and you round a corner, you're like, "Oh my god, why is the Spider-Man logo just in my on my door?" And then you look
That's
and it's
all.
just a huge spider just chilling, and you just kind of have to figure out another way in your house.
That Marvel budget's serious.
Yeah, like,
Got the
"Oh,
street team everywhere.
I guess I'm breaking in through the window again because Joey the spider doesn't feel like moving." So
You don't want to mess up his work, man. You'll be
mm-mm.
toppling over people's
It's
card house.
webs are beautiful, man. When
Yeah.
the dew hits it early morning and the
Yeah.
light, it's gorgeous. They're beautiful works of art that I always inevitably walk through trying because I'm late to work and like, and flapping about.
That's what those kids with all the strings are trying to do, like in high
Oh,
school, right? That string club shit. I remember them dudes. They didn't talk a lot, but they had all these
them
string things.
string club dudes is very funny.
Real talk. I still see the picture in my yearbook. The club had like 4 people.
Mm. And they just did little string tricks with.
Yeah, they did like weird patterns with strings
Yeah, or
and
they
like the
built a
teach.
bridge or they
Yeah.
yeah. Did you not do that?
Nah, I was in I was Spanish club president. Um,
Really?
real talk,
Now?
straight up.
Like, with the Spanish you speak now, you were Spanish
Yo, real talk. It was way worse back then. Uh, I was a popular. I thought I told you this. I was really popular in high school,
Mhm.
and they wanted like they like wanted more like people to come out to some of their events.
Oh,
So
so they
like they like
recruited you?
strategized to like make me president. So like the girls like invited me. They're like, "Yo, you should come to Spanish Club today." And I was like, "I don't got time for that today." They're like, "Nah, come through." And it was like in like October, like the beginning of the year.
Right.
So I popped in. I had my headphones on, and while I'm walking in, like they like raise their hands, and then they're like, then like everybody raised their hands. And when I sit down, I took my headphones off. They're like, "Cool, it's decided. Gastor G is president." And
Oh,
real talk, like
wow.
they set me up on some real shit. Like they literally like I nominate, I raise. They were waiting for me to walk in, like they were holding the elections. And as I walked in, they like voted on me and I never heard the vote. I had my headphones on the whole time. Straight up.
Yo, Gastor, you have got to be careful You were such a mark. I can't
Real talk,
believe.
yo. Like I was like, "What's going on?" They're like, "Yo, you Spanish Club president." I like,
Yo.
like I ain't been here once in 3 years. How am I? I never heard. I don't even know what we do. Straight up. But like I put it on my like college apps. It was cool. But like
Oh
I
man.
didn't do a damn thing there.
That's
But like,
funny. You know, I was voted co-president of the drama club. I'd never been in a drama club. I never acted a day in my life. And
see,
I was co-president with a girl who definitely acted and was a friend of mine. And I
hell
have
yeah.
no idea why I was voted. I had only decided like, well, maybe I'll join drama club, right? And I went to I went to a couple of meetings and then they were like, all right, let's vote. And they voted me president. I was like, I mean, thanks, but I'm not I what? Like I am
No.
not in this club. I'm literally a senior.
Got
Like I'm out. I can't even get
yeah.
invested because in 3 months I have to mentally check out to
Straight up.
prepare for the world. Why are you doing this?
See, you got the gift too, Shot. Real talk.
I don't
But I was gonna say, I'm telling you, I was like, I never went there the first 3 years. They voted for me senior year, and I just like, let me pop in. These are my peoples. They like were really like pushing this thing. It's cool. I say what's up, and straight up, I was Spanish club president senior year. I'm in front. I'm in the picture in the yearbook with like 60 Spanish folk. Is real dope. But
I
I
don't
did
think
very little for that.
I don't think we talk enough about the political moves made in high school. Like that's so political.
Real talk. You know, I
Oh,
told you I like rigged. I like not rigged, but like I strongly influenced the yearbook polls. The like most handsome, likely to succeed stuff.
you did?
Real talk. So like the school I went to was predominantly white. Like I
Okay.
would say like
Oh,
seventy
well,
percent
now
white.
this explains the Spanish club thing.
Right. So
Okay.
it was like 70% white, but it wasn't
Uh-huh.
like just white. There was a lot of other folk as well with the other 30-35%.
Mhm.
So when you look at the yearbook, all the polls were won by white people. And like I didn't have a beef with that, but I was like, yo, this doesn't represent the school accurately. It just so happens they make up the majority. So
Mhm.
like they win every poll by default.
Right.
So I gathered all the minorities for lunch. I went to every like minority lunch table and I said, let's meet in the
Okay.
basketball courts. We
Okay.
held our own vote.
Oh
And I
boy.
said, everybody vote for that and we'll win some of these. We won't win all of them. I'm not trying to crush it, but
Mhm.
I want us to be in these polls. We're never in them. And I showed them all the yearbooks from like the last 15 years. I'm like,
Wow.
yep, you see, like this, we here, but we not in this part of the book. And we won half of the polls,
Okay.
straight up.
Okay.
And then they stopped doing it. They didn't do it for like 10 years. My sister went to the school. They weren't doing it because it was like a big issue. Like a lot of kids complained. They're like, yo, like,
Wow.
but I rocked the
That's
vote.
very funny. I think that's great. And what a way to do that. I think in the South we were just like, yeah, let them have that shit. I distinctly remember sitting in the cafeteria, all the senior class spread out in the cafeteria for like a senior meeting, and then we were voting on the superlatives. And a black girl who I'm sure I'd never spoken to before turned to me and was like, "Hey, now you be hanging with these white people. Which one of these should I put your name down for?" And I was like, just on some never spoke with her, but she was like, "You hang with them. I've seen you with a whole weird crew for 5 years. There's a comfort where when you first enter first year, everybody's like at each trying to figure each other out. So the
Yeah,
first couple of years, you're like kind of at each other's throats a lot, you know? And
yeah,
then as you grow, you're just like, oh, I guess that's just how that's just what they do. So by the time senior year, you're just like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like you've never spoken to him, but the girl just
yeah.
turned to me. She was like, "Which one of these should I put your name down for?" Because you at least the white people will recognize, like, "Oh,
Right.
that's so and so. Let's try." And I was like, "Ah, I don't know. Put down creative." And they're like,
Okay,
"Okay,
okay.
okay." I did not win. No. Um.
Wow.
Yeah. No. No. I'm not going to say who won because she probably has grown into be a lovely woman who's probably married with kids and a real maybe even a grandkid at this point. Very sweet.
Beautiful.
But it, you know,
Good
I
for
was
them.
yeah, good for them. But I was not enough. But that was so funny because I told her which one, and then she turned to her people. She's like, "Put her down for this one." Like that was a discussion. They were like,
Oh
"We gotta
yeah.
find one of them," but otherwise, we were like, it literally was just like, let them have this shit.
Nah,
You know,
I changed that shit.
yeah. we
Straight up,
were
yo.
we were in Stone Mountain. We knew what to change. Half of our minorities were being, or black ones anyway, were being bussed in, and then a
Right,
new
right.
minority, Indian, was on the rise. Now
Okay.
that neighborhood is little Ethiopia. So I mean, we were just going. It was going to happen. We don't need to
Right, right.
force that. It was going to happen.
That's fair. That's fair.
It was part of their last. I mean, this, like, the time I was there was kind of their last gasp because within 3 years the white flight had started. And so, and white flight from Stone Mountain, that's going to take a while. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
the mountain's got Confederate Army heroes on it. It's going to, you're going to feel the breeze of all the trucks leaving. It's going to be a minute.
Oh man, yo, I will say it made me respect the political system. I'm pro.
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
talk. Like
definitely.
I gained like real like respect for the process of it. I genuinely felt like it was fair. I was like, this is dope. Like we got together. We had opinions. Our voice was heard. People felt seen, even if they like. And it was interesting because like even within the groups, like now when we were all together, we had to have our own like real debates of
Right.
like, nah, this like different people trying to be the creative one amongst the minorities.
Amongst all of the, yes, right.
Yeah,
And you got to
like
figure out who.
yeah, we had to like for real be like, yo, listen, like we can't win all of these things, but we'll win none of them if we don't rock with each other here. So we in the basketball courts like, yo, my man nice. You see how he draw? You see how he draw? Your man don't draw. You know what I mean? And then like we going back and forth, be like, nah. He dope too. But more people, like how you said, like, but they seen his work,
right?
He gonna get the votes. And they're like, I bet. But respect, man. I like your posters,
Yeah.
It was just ill. I don't know. I was real. I came in second in the one that they picked me for. But like I was just proud because everybody knew in the school. Like, and then like white folk that I was cool with was coming up to me. They're like, yo, I heard you doing something. Like, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild. That's what a machine that you
Real
managed
talk,
to disrupt.
yo.
That's very impressive.
You know?
That you managed to force their hand so much that they were like, well, we just won't do it then.
Real talk. Yeah. Like
that's progress.
Straight up, the school was like, this is too stressful. It's too much drama.
Right, yeah, like
something's supposed to be silly about like the yearbook. Yeah. They shut it down. My siblings went to that school 15 years later, and they're like, yeah, they don't do that no more. And I was like, yeah, ask why.
Which actually is great because, man, it's so stressful. It's so stressful. Something that's supposed to be really silly. Like people were worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
nah, I get it, man. But bang, you know what I mean? Out here with the power.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
In other news, a giraffe grabs a toddler from a truck during a wildlife tour, then drops her into the mom's arms.
Oh, that's right. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm with this. A toddler in Texas was just lifted in the air by an unexpected handler. Paisley Toten, 2 years old, visited the wildlife center in Glen Rose, Texas on Saturday, June 1st, with her parents, Jason Totem and Sierra Robert. However, the visit took a turn when the giraffe picked up the small child. So we took a trip to Fossil Room today, and it was a blast. But I would discourage you from riding in the back of the truck. During the family's visit, the wildlife center, they drove around a visitor's path where the animals roam free and are allowed to be fed by visitors. While they were driving, much to the family's surprise and horror, the animal pulled the toddler by her shirt collar and picked her up on the bed of her parents and put her up on the bed of her parents' pickup truck. As it turned out, the incident was caught on video by another family in a nearby car. My daughter was recording a giraffe eating out of people's hands and dipping its heads into sunroofs. We were 3 cars behind a red truck and saw a giraffe accidentally grab a little girl's shirt along with the food and lift her from the bed of the truck. Paisley was holding the bag and the giraffe went to go get the bag, not her. But it ended up getting her shirt too and picked her up. As soon as she went up, her mom yelled, "Hey," and the giraffe let her go. She wasn't even scared. My heart stopped. It scared the hell out of me, said her mom. Fortunately, after the animal let go, Paisley fell into her mother's arms and both were unharmed.
Okay. So don't go to the safari drive-through in the back of a pickup truck. I can't
Same
believe
person.
we have to say this.
Real talk. Yo.
I can't believe we have to say this. But yeah, just if you're going to do it, put the food in your hand, stick your arm out the window. Cuz those giraffes will stick their head in your window if you're in the
Yeah.
car. Have we not seen any of this footage of a giraffe? Giraffes are kind of crunk. They're a little crunk.
Yo.
We think they're all chill because they move slowly, but it's because their limbs are so long. It's taking a long time to get to where they're going. But if you got a bag of food, they they get there quickly.
Yeah. You
Oh.
know, when I was seeing this, you know what it made me think of? Like,
Hmm.
I'm 40 now. I'm not in
Mhm.
great shape.
Mhm.
And like, if I drop something on the floor, I could get it. But like, it takes a little bit of momentum,
Right.
And
Yes.
like, I spring back up, So I'm like, yo, like, you don't know how old these giraffes are. Some of them a little older. It can
Right.
reach to get
Right.
the apple, but now it's gonna spring back up. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta be cognizant. Like some of these giraffes, they push the numbers, and you're gonna take a little ride now.
I
And like and why is the two I'm cool with a 2-year old feeding the giraffe.
right.
I'm not cool with the 2-year old not being held. That's what threw me off. Like,
Well, I think it's I I I- I'm willing to bet that the woman was sitting in the bed of the pickup truck, which is where I have a problem. You are basically out in the open.
right?
Like, don't think because the truck is underneath you, you're safe because it's not on top of you, and that's
Real
where the
talk.
animals are.
Real talk. The dirt ain't gonna get
The
you, but
dirt, yeah, nothing's
you,
reaching up from the ground.
you
It's
figured
all
that
on the
out.
sides and the top. So to be out here on a little cart with no sides or top is insane. So that's the first thing. But what I'm willing to bet is that the mom was sitting there, legs out, with the child sitting in her lap, and just wasn't like they're not strapped in because they're already in the bed of a pickup truck. Do you see
Yeah.
like they're not like, oh well, let me hold her down. So I'm sure she was just like, here you go, here's the bag, here, just hold out some food, and she did, and she didn't have her in a death grip or anything because they clearly didn't think anything would happen. They're sitting in the bed of a pickup truck, so they felt invincible. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why that baby was loose,
Real talk.
because they weren't any place where there were seat belts. They weren't inside a car. That kid could have been
Right.
loose in the car because it's inside the cab, but loose on the bed of a cab is just loose. You're just loose is what you are.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking about in my head, real talk? I was
Mhm.
like, I was wondering how big giraffe's palm is to like see if like it knew like, oh, I can't eat this. This is too big of a meal.
That's probably what happened. Oh, this is a meal. I just wanted the snack that it had.
Just want this apple. We good.
Yeah, like the mom probably didn't even have to yell. The giraffe
Yeah.
probably was like, "Oh no, not that." Well,
Yeah, nah, put that back.
I'm allergic to this.
It's like the Amazon store. He's like, oh, I don't want this to be scanned. No, no, no. See that right there, yo. Oh man. Another news, saga of a man who appeared before the judge while driving with a suspended license takes another wild turn as he is arrested again. That's right. Michigan man who called into a court appearance for driving with a suspended license while driving, then blamed it on a clerical error and is back in jail after yet another wild twist with the viral story. Washtenaw County Judge Cedric Simpson revealed on Wednesday that after digging through court documents, he found that Corey Harris, 44, has never had a valid driver's license. The judge also discovered that Harris had an outstanding warrant for driving with the suspended license. Let me make it very clear, based on what the court looked at, Harris has never had a Michigan license ever. And he has never had a license in any other 49 of the 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license. Harris previously said that he went through the steps to have his license reinstated after it was suspended, and then the judge sensationally found that that was also true. But somehow, court officials and the Department of Motor Vehicles never bothered to check whether Harris actually had a valid license. Simpson blasted Harris in court on Wednesday for causing the hoopla after his viral court appearance on May 15th, after which he was jailed for 2 days. Harris had claimed his arrest for driving on a suspended license was a clerical error. The judge learned during this deep dive into Harris's case that Harris never had the license because in December of 2023, when Harris says he was laid up in bed with injuries from a traffic accident, he visited the Secretary of State's office to have his state ID renewed. Michigan residents have the option of either having a state ID or a driver's license, but not both. He said he has religiously every year gotten the new ID, so he knows he doesn't have a license. And quite frankly, I wish he would have said this at the beginning, and all this hoopla could have been avoided, said the judge. The prosecution additionally alleged in court on Wednesday that during the October traffic stop that led to the viral appearance, he twice admitted that he was not a legal driver.
Okay, stop.
This is insanity.
Too much. We're putting too much life into the story. What? Like, it's too, the initial clip was funny of him driving. First off, driving while going to his case, like his virtual court case, but he's driving to a doctor's office, so he wouldn't actually be able to be at, like, it's that alone, the gall from that. You should have known that this dude truly doesn't give a fuck. But
Real
now
talk.
there are twists and turns and flips on top of flips, and it doesn't matter. Okay, so now this is just a dude who ain't that great. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to hear a story about a dude who ain't that great. There's nothing.
Real talk. We got those.
Yeah,
Corey
we got
Harris.
so many of those. Okay, so this guy ain't that great.
Oh man, yeah. It is like I remember when I first Googled him, I was mad because I was like, "Oh, there's like a really talented musician by this name," and no one's ever gonna find him ever again because of this other dude.
What?
Like,
wait, what was the dude's name?
Corey Harris. Like I just Googled.
Oh yeah, Corey Harris. All right.
Yeah. I was like, yo, there's like a pretty dope like guitarist. He does jazz and reggae.
Yeah, don't worry. This guy's gonna disappear because he's not that. This story. I mean, yeah, don't worry. We'll get back to the musician soon enough.
Yeah, talented Corey Harris. You deserve better.
We won't. We absolutely won't.
Barring your name, yo.
Yeah.
Finally, Martha's Vineyard is about to run out of pot, prompting a lawsuit and a scramble by regulators. That's right. An 81-year-old woman in Martha's drove up to the Island Time dispensary last week seeking her usual order of pot, but the owner, Jeff Rose, had to tell her that the cupboard was bare. He'd been forced to temporarily close 3 weeks earlier after selling every last bud and gummy. Unless something changes, the island's only other cannabis dispensary will sell all its remaining supplies by September at the latest. And Martha's Vineyards will run out of pot entirely, affecting the more than 230 registered medical users and thousands more.
Maybe they should slow down. The fuck? You're already in Martha's Vineyards? What's the problem? Slow the fuck down. What's really going on? What's really going on? That y'all are hoovering up all this goddamn grass. What's happening? Slow down. You know what? Make peace with a few things. Let a few things go. Fucking Jesus Christ. If it has nothing to do with glaucoma or cancer, fucking let it go.
If you would like to join our meditation seminar, let it go.
With this, just me going, shut up.
Oh man, it's on loop. Real talk. That's all you hear.
Just occasionally.
Oh man, a lot of incenses. Shalewa yelling at you for an hour. All you gotta do is like and subscribe, baby. You an Apple and Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars, you want a budget. You won't just hear the audio. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 5 stars, you want the real in-person experience. Shalewa with a microphone. She even walks up to the people in the first 10 rows. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Real talk. Tells you to shut up in your face.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. What's the problem?
Oh man, if you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to Kimmy Marie, Iron Fist Mom, Bobcat Face, Stephanie Gale, and an Apple a Day. Always appreciate your articles. With all that said, admittedly, sometimes I need to be told that too. Gastor Almonte.
I think so.
Real talk. I know my place. I know where I'm at in life. With the master of ceremonies, the therapeutic teacher, what are words for people that lead
Delusional?
with the delusional leader, Shalewa Sharpe.
Yeah, it was a delusional Shalewa Sharpe.
Oh man, this has been a meditative episode of the War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.